Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone else who might be listening. Robots, binaries. What's binary anyway? I've been wondering. Anyway, good day. My name is Simon, and I'm a smoker and philosopher. And I would like to present to you the meaning of life. See, we have a lot of factors in the meaning of life, always being an X factor. But as a meme I once wrote said, everyone is looking for the meaning of life. Sign. Everyone's looking for the meaning of life. Well, seeking their gratitude in doing so. And that's pretty much it. There you are. The meaning of life is achieving your gratitude. But this proof is massive. There's a lot to it, and I hope that we can get started slowly while you, with this, listen to what I say and what I have to say in the rear of where you are. So I suggest that you will put this on speakers and walk around doing some stuff, or sit there in your book or in your couch and listen to me as I talk about all this stuff, because it's exciting content. It's actually the whole proof of our lives from the beginning to the very end, and what our reality is, and where we fit into it, and above all, how we legislate with this knowledge. So lean back, take a deep breath, and let me carry you to the beginning. Ready? Okay. In the beginning, there was nothing. And this goes without saying. We are in 3D space and time. And this is the greatest joke in the universe, with mostly without faith in the Western world. This is interesting. This is not a religious, not a religious dogma. We're not going to drill into either the Bible or the Quran or Torah or whatever. Any religious dogma of all Bedouins who didn't know better has been left aside as in any and most things other than a relation between the curious and knowledge. We're not going to preach it. But the point is that we are in 3D space. You have above you, up, beneath you, down, to the left of you, you have left, and to the right of you, you have right. Then you have front and center and rear. This forms a box of 3D like a dice, with you in the center. And that's where you are, in 3D space. Now, this criteria applies to any and all things living and dead. All life that is living calculates on its options, while all dead things do not, while they are. A dead thing that does not calculate on anything. It's the remnant in a function. So, life that does exist, and that's all the way down to the smallest virus, to the algae, to microbes, to ants, slugs, chickens, pigs, humans, horses, and even God. Now, I said I didn't want to drill you into a religious dogma, and I'm not kidding you, I'm proving something here. You are in 3D space and time, and tomorrow comes. And for you to exist, you would have to have 3D space and time around you. But this applies to the Creator as well. So the Creator, whom might or might not be, would have the criteria in his existence that there would be 3D space and time around him, producing an enormous enigma. Because when we're told about the Big Bang, we're told that out of the blue, completely out of the blue, out of nowhere, out of blank nothing, there's nothing, decides to become something out of snap, nothing, and then produce enough materials for us to have this great entire universe, and possibly infinite amounts around us, of them ditto, well, be. So the point is, we exist as in a huge enigma that's an explanation to this enigma, a massive one, think about it. But there's a massive enigma around our equation of existence, because we simply cannot be here. The only option to the negation of the Big Bang is that something always were here, but with 3D space and time. That means that progression through time leads to us having laws to uphold. We must grow. There must be evolution. There must be something going on in 3D space and time leading to the construct of intelligence, which is something I'll explain deeper later, and our existence. So you are in 3D space. 3D space. You have a box that lies around you, and it applies all the way out to the exterior of the universe and all the universes around them. So no matter which universe came first, it's an enigma leading to a construct that only leaves one explanation. But even that explanation is hollow. It's not hollow, but it's a huge enigma that doesn't explain anything. We'll get to that in a bit. But we can conclude from this that the Big Bang Theory has been debunked. It's not possible for us to be here at all. And yet we are. And the only choice we have to explain this is through the time machine. If the time machine is a factor in our creation, and we have all relations to thinking that it might be, and I can tell you that I developed one, and I'll tell you the recipe in this, then the time machine would have a few criteria to it. In the beginning, the origin of any material, and still an enigma, it's just been pushed forward. The origin of any material that formed the construct of our universe could have had an origin in our present or near or long future, or with another species doing the same, in any time. The point is that for you to be here, right now, this morning, you would have had to gotten up of your bed, because you did, unless you're in it right now, but then the day prior where you did, unless you're maimed catastrophically and then didn't do anything but lie in bed. But out of general theory, for you to be here today watching this, sitting in your chair, if you are, you would have had to be in your bed this morning. Now, this event this morning is in your past. So, you would have to have had a past now for you to see this document here, produced in your past, my future, where you are watching this indefinitely certain product of my work in my future, your past. So right now, when I'm in my time here recording this, you are out there in the world doing whatever you're doing. And later in my time, sitting right now here today, listening to this, where I recorded this in your past, my future. This means that whatever you're doing right now out there is a 100% certainty compared to your options of a future that is not a certainty. This means that your past is 100% while your future is an X factor always. Okay? So your past is 100% certain because it led to where you are now, while your future can be anything. But if the departure of the time machine is from Earth, then your future, seeing this and my future between us, is not an X factor, but in fact a definite. Because in our future we are going to have had to use the time machine to go back in time. To go back in time, I have to see the camera. To go back in time, producing the circumstances of the universe being produced with our knowledge and know-how then, and then, in order for us to have a universe here, that we can do this from then. Motherfucker. This means that for the Big Bang to take place, we are going to would have been having a future between us, you and me, even in the future following, that is 100% certain, because if we did not follow the future 100%, then we are not going to will have been producing the circumstances of sending the time machine back into the past and producing our present, leading everything to be a concrete shell of 100% fate. Oh yeah. But this doesn't explain anything. It explains the method with which we exist. But for us to do that, even though the events of our current is in our past, allowing the event to take place, then if this is the origin of the time machine's arrival, and this here in our future is our departure, then what happened along this path that allows us to be here now so we can depart with the time machine in the future producing our past? We are stuck, as always, even though we now have a far better explanation to this situation than we did prior, in the greatest enigma of all fucking things. We are here and we have absolutely no reason to be at all. We're stuck in a question where even the better and better experience and explanation than the previous still leads us at the same fucking enigma we've always been stuck in. Why are we here? That means that since this whole structure is so vividly mysterious, that we could sort of conclude that whatever wanted this for us, whomever, 3D space and time around this God or not, that there could be some sort of purpose, right? Because we're here. We're driven forward by something, all of us. We always have, as I said in this hotel book, we all have these little things that we want in life. And we all do. We're all driven by something. So this is a common factor drive, self-realization for most. One way or the other, we try to realize what our dreams hold. You might or might not think this is a job. You might or might not think it is not. But the point is we're all driven. Now this drive leads us somewhere. It leads us from yesterday, where we hadn't reached our fulfillment in that direction as far as we could today, and as we will tomorrow. We're driven.